The first thing you notice is your ankle, swollen by evening. That's not just getting older. It's not about the salt in your dinner, and it's not about how long you sat in your chair. Your own body is trying to show you something. Maybe this already happens to you. Your shoe fits tighter at night than it did in the morning, and you can't quite explain why. You're not alone in this. Plenty of people feel that same tightness almost every night without knowing the real cause. In this video, I'll show you 5 reasons for that end-of-day swelling. You can check every single one without leaving your chair. 2 you can test right now. The others are simple comparisons you make throughout your day. None of them require you to stand up. All you need to do is pay attention to your own legs while I walk you through this. And cause number 1 is the most revealing of the 5. It has nothing to do with your shoes, and it might be pointing to something much bigger inside your body. For decades, we've been told that swollen ankles at night are just part of getting older, that there's no real explanation, that there's nothing you can do. That's only half true. Age does play a role. Here's the part that's false: the idea that there's no explanation and the idea that nothing can be done. Vascular medicine has already identified specific causes for this kind of swelling. Each one has its own name and its own mechanism. None of them is a mystery, and you can spot most of them yourself, sitting right in your own living room, no test required. How many times has someone actually sat down with you and explained this calmly? What's been missing isn't information, it's someone willing to break it down in plain language. This is about you, about your body, about your health. You don't need a single test to start understanding your own case. You just need to pay attention the right way. Here's the problem: no doctor has 15 minutes in a checkup to explain this properly. Our healthcare system runs on autopilot. It treats your swelling like a minor detail, not like a clue about what's happening inside your body. And that clue gets lost. Meanwhile, you're still loosening your shoelaces in the middle of family dinner. You feel embarrassed doing that in front of your own grandkids. You start thinking the problem is just you, aging badly. But this isn't your fault. Your body is changing, and there's an exact explanation for every change you're feeling. There's also a billion-dollar industry selling socks, creams, and pillows like they're magic. Compression socks really do work when your doctor recommends them. Elevating your legs works too. Good tools aren't the villain here. The mistake is buying anything before you know your actual cause. There's barely time in a checkup to take your blood pressure and write a prescription. That gap isn't anyone's fault. It's just what happens in an overloaded system with no time for the essentials. There are 5 known causes behind this kind of swelling, and I'm going to walk you through every one. We'll go from the least urgent to the most important. You'll probably recognize at least one of these in your own routine. Each cause comes with a simple check, done right in your chair, no equipment needed. None of them is complicated, and you won't need any special device to run these checks. These 5 causes come from vascular medicine research and real clinical data. This is based on how your body actually works after 60. Number 5. On our list, staying still for too long. Resting after a full day feels like the right move. But past 60, sitting still for hours costs you more than it seems. Because your calf muscles work like a natural pump. Every step you take squeezes blood back up out of your legs. When you sit still, that pump shuts off. Gravity pulls fluid down, and it settles right in your ankle, little by little, all day long. That's why the swelling is almost always worse at night than in the morning. That's exactly what happened to Bar 68 in Missouri. She spent 3 hours in a folding chair watching her grandson's baseball game. She didn't even notice the time passing, caught up in cheering him on. When she stood up to leave, her legs felt heavy. The sock mark on her shin was deeper than she'd ever seen it. This could be you too, at a game, on a long flight, or just sitting on your couch. Maybe it's you in a waiting room or on a shopping trip. Your legs get heavier as the hours go by. Try part of this right now, right there in your chair or on your couch. Lift your heels off the floor 20 times and feel your calf muscles squeeze. That's your pump switching back on. Did you feel it? Now the real check. Tonight, look at the mark your sock leaves on your shin after a day of sitting. Compare it to another day, one where you got up every hour. Which mark ran deeper? This isn't a medical test. It's your own baseline, you compared to you. The most common mistake is thinking only hard exercise fixes this. It doesn't. Small, repeated movement is what keeps your fluid moving. 20 heel raises take less than a minute of your day. This isn't laziness on your part, it's simple physics, and physics has a simple fix. But sitting still is only half the story. The other half has to do with your own veins. This matters even if you move all day long. Number 4, the natural loss of efficiency in your own veins. You can walk every single day and still deal with this swelling. Because past 60, even without any diagnosed disease, your veins change how they work. Because inside them sit tiny valves that hold blood up where it belongs. They don't push anything. Your calf muscle does the pushing, just like you felt a moment ago. The valve simply stops blood from sliding back down. Over time, those valves lose some of their spring. The same happens to your lymphatic vessels, which help drain excess fluid from your body. No disease needs to be present for this to happen to you. It's simply your vascular system aging, like any other part of your body. Picture your veins as garden hoses that lose some of their firmness over time. That doesn't mean disease, it just means time passing through your body. That's exactly what Frank, 76, in Tennessee, noticed on his own. Every morning, he pulled on the same boot without any trouble. By evening, it wouldn't close. For years, he figured it was just age, and he never mentioned it to his doctor. He kept a looser boot just for evenings, never once asking why. That question didn't need to go unanswered for so long. Changes like this happen slowly, which makes them easy to brush off. But pay attention to your own shoes and sandals, and the pattern shows up fast. Plenty of people report the same thing past 60. Rings that fit tighter by afternoon. Watch bands that leave a deeper mark on your wrist. If this happens to you, start by raising your legs above heart level. Do it for 15 minutes, twice a day. Lying down, place a pillow under your ankles, not just under your feet. Breathe slowly while you wait, feeling the weight drain out of your legs. Do this while you watch television. It doesn't need to be a separate moment in your day. The most common mistake is assuming there's nothing to do because it's just age. There's plenty you can do. You can track it, adjust for it, and tell your doctor exactly what you've noticed. That changes how closely he watches your vascular health. Many people put off that conversation because they expect to hear there's nothing to do, but your doctor might surprise you with simple options. Still, not every cause comes from your veins naturally wearing down. Sometimes the cause is hiding inside the very medication you take to stay healthy. If you're still here and this is making sense, comment number 1 below. And before we keep going, if this video is helping you, hit like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you never miss a video or a tip for your health. Now let's talk about number 3. A side effect almost nobody connects to their own medication. Do you take blood pressure medication every day? That's a responsible choice on your part. But past 60, some of these medications have an effect rarely explained to you, because drugs like calcium channel blockers widen the small arteries in your legs. They widen those arteries more than they widen your veins. That raises pressure inside the smaller vessels, your capillaries. And that pressure pushes fluid out, straight into the tissue around your ankle. It's not salt. It's not your body holding water on its own. This doesn't mean the medication is bad for you. It just means it has a known effect on your legs. This tends to show up in the first few weeks after a dose change, though sometimes it takes longer. Every body reacts on its own timeline. In placebo-controlled trials of amlodipine, one of the most commonly prescribed drugs in this family, here's what researchers found. At the 10 milligram dose, nearly 11 out of every 100 people reported swelling. At the 5 milligram dose, it was 3 out of 100. In the placebo group, fewer than 1 out of 100. The effect grows along with the dose. And those trials included adults with high blood pressure in general, not only people past 60. Maybe you started or increased a blood pressure medication in the last few weeks. And without connecting the dots, you noticed your shoe fitting tighter by afternoon. This might have nothing to do with your heart or the salt in your food. It could simply be the medication doing exactly what it does in your smaller vessels. Write down the date you started or increased the dose. Write down the date the swelling first showed up too. Bring both dates to your next doctor's visit. That detail helps your doctor understand exactly what's happening with you. And keep watching it for 2 full weeks. Pay close attention here. This information is for your doctor, not a reason to change your dose on your own. Never stop or adjust blood pressure medication without talking to your doctor first. The most common mistake here is stopping the medication on your own because of the swelling. That can be dangerous for your blood pressure. The decision to adjust your dose always belongs to your doctor, never to you alone at home. This applies to other vasodilators too. Ask your doctor about any new medication you start taking. But medication and natural wear don't explain every case of swelling. Sometimes the problem sits inside the veins themselves, malfunctioning for years. Number 2, chronic venous insufficiency. That name sounds complicated, but the problem itself is simple to understand. And past 60, it's more common than most people realize. Because the valves in your leg veins work like one-way doors. They let blood flow up and they stop it from sliding back down. When those valves fail, blood flows backward, downward. It pools below your knee throughout the day. And the swelling worsens quietly, year after year, without you noticing the shift all at once. Want to know how common this really is? A large study out of Scotland examined 1,566 adults using ultrasound. These were people between 18 and 64 years old. Among those over 50, venous insufficiency showed up in roughly 21 out of every 100 men. Among women in that same age group, it was 12 out of every 100. That's a snapshot of how many people had the condition. It doesn't tell you whether you have it, and it doesn't tell you that you don't. The check coming up next answers that, using your own shin. That's exactly what Marilyn, 66, in Iowa, noticed at the edge of her own bed. She sat down to put on her socks, like she did every day. For the first time, she noticed the elastic mark cutting deep into her skin. It was deeper than usual, and that startled her a little. She ran her finger over the mark before pulling the sock on, and she wondered how long this had been happening without her noticing. She carried that thought around all week without mentioning it to anyone. It wasn't until she saw a video like this one that she finally asked her doctor. You can test this right now, sitting in your chair. Press your thumb firmly against your shin for 5 seconds, then let go. If the dent is shallow and disappears almost instantly, that's grade 1. If the dent runs about 1/8 of an inch deep and fills back in within 15 seconds, that's grade 2. If the dent is deeper and takes about a minute to disappear, that's grade 3. If the dent stays deep for several minutes, that's grade 4. Keep that result in your memory, or write it down on paper or on your phone. Repeat the same test a week later and compare your 2 results. If your swelling is only in one leg and comes with pain, warmth, or redness, don't repeat this test. Get medical care instead. That kind of pain usually comes on suddenly, and it's very different from the slow swelling we're discussing here. Don't overlook that difference. The most common mistake is putting on compression socks yourself without first ruling out a blood clot. That's risky when the swelling is only on one side. Always check with your doctor before wearing any compression socks. It's one simple step that protects you. But there's a kind of swelling that doesn't come from a single vein or from a medication, and that's the kind we're covering next. Number 1. The sign that doesn't come from your leg. It comes from the rest of your body. You've probably already heard about ankle swelling caused by veins or by medication. But past 60, that same swelling sometimes points somewhere deeper inside your body. Look at both of your shins right now. Does the sock mark match on both sides? When swelling shows up in both legs at once, with no clear local cause, it can mean something else entirely. It might reflect rising pressure in the veins closest to your heart. Or it might show that your body is struggling to hold fluid inside its own vessels. This can involve your heart, your kidneys, or your liver. And those organs usually don't warn you with pain first. The warning doesn't arrive as pain, it arrives as a tighter shoe. This doesn't mean you should panic over every bit of swelling. It just means the pattern matters more than any single day. Sometimes the first warning is exactly this: both legs swelling at the same time. It's your body using the lowest point to signal something happening much higher up. Picture noticing that both your legs swell equally every single day. And even after sleeping with them elevated, the swelling doesn't fully clear by morning. That's the exact pattern worth your attention, not the one-off swelling after a tiring night. Run this pattern check right now, no scoring involved. First, is your swelling equal in both legs or only in one? Second, after a night with your legs elevated, does it disappear completely by morning, or is it still there? Third, does it come with shortness of breath, unusual tiredness, or rapid weight gain in recent weeks? Write down your 3 answers on paper with today's date. This becomes valuable information if you ever need to show your doctor. This isn't a scored test, it's a pattern worth watching. If the swelling shows up in both legs and doesn't fully clear overnight, that's worth a call to your doctor. The same goes if it comes with any of those other signs. The most common mistake is waiting for this kind of swelling to fix itself. When it comes with shortness of breath or shows up on only one side with pain, timing really matters. You don't need total certainty to pick up the phone and call your doctor. An honest question is reason enough. In most cases, catching the cause early changes everything. And the first step is just one honest conversation with your doctor. Now that you know all 5 causes, there's one more warning worth remembering. Get medical care right away if your swelling is only in one leg and comes with pain, warmth, or redness. Get medical care right away if it comes with sudden weakness on one side of your body or slurred speech. Get medical care right away if it comes with shortness of breath or chest pain. And get medical care right away if you notice fast, unexplained weight gain over just a few days. If your doctor recommends compression socks, they help a great deal. But they add to treating the root cause. They never replace a visit with your doctor. We covered 5 different causes today. 5 real explanations for something you might feel every single day without understanding it. And now you know exactly which one to check first, right in your own home. This video is for educational purposes and doesn't replace medical guidance. Every health situation is unique, especially if you take medication regularly. Talk to your doctor before changing your diet, exercise, or treatment. At the end of the day, this isn't just about your ankle. It's about still driving yourself to your kid's house without depending on anyone else. It's about putting on your own shoes without pain and without rushing. It's about living your own days, on your own terms, for as long as possible. You've spent your whole life taking care of your children. Now it's your turn to take care of yourself without guilt. You deserve to live these next years with ease, not constant worry. Aging well isn't luck. It's a decision, one small check at a time. Tell me down below which of these 5 causes surprised you the most today. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this too. Thank you so much for staying with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.